Well, the great thing is that people can do more to protect children from sexual abuse and from sexual harm. What parents can do is early on use appropriate labels for sex parts. So one thing that happens when children have been sexually abused is they often have a difficult time talking about it, and they may use their own idiosyncratic labels for their penises and their vulvas and their vaginas, and it makes it difficult for investigators to follow up on that, or even an adult who's being told this may not know what's happening. And we encourage parents to start talking with their children about sexual touching at an early age and to develop family rules that are developmentally appropriate for children. For example, if children co-bathe, a rule might be you don't touch each other's penises or butts while you're co-bathing. And to have that kind of open communication, to establish it early, helps children come to parents when things have happened to them against their will or that are confusing to them. Another thing that parents can do to protect their children is to limit the number of outside caregivers to which their children are exposed. So one risk factor for child sexual abuse is the number of babysitters that you use. So to reduce the number of people coming in from the outside who have caregiving responsibility for your children. It's important when you use babysitters or someone new is coming into your home, maybe a new boyfriend, a new partner, to explain to them the family rules around sexual touching. For example, babysitters should be told, you're not to touch my children's private parts and they're not to touch yours. And that sends a couple of different messages. It tells babysitters that this is on your radar, that sexual touching is something you're going to ask your children about, and it's something that you are going to do. You're going to intervene if you see something or suspect something. And so babysitters who might be inclined to sexually abuse children are not going to sit for your children. If your child starts exhibiting higher levels of aggression or anxiety or depression, they become more isolated, they turn inward, to ask about that, to ask if anything is going on, if anyone has touched them or has hurt them or made them scared. And to be sure to include questions that indicate to your children this isn't just strangers we're talking about. So we often get the message and give the message to children, you know, don't get into cars with strangers, don't go away with strangers, don't let strangers touch you. But the reality is that 90% of sexual abuse is committed by somebody well known to the child. And so abuse comes from people within our families, people within our social circles, people we know and love.